I think it's time we have this conversation, man. I think it's time. Akame Ga Kill is wildly overrated, dog. I'm so serious. Because when I started really diving into anime, people were telling me that this shit was like the creme de la creme. I mean, they said it was short. They said people were boxing in this. They said people were going crazy in this, and the story was excellent. But mind you, dog, there's only 2 out of the 3 that's actually true. It is short, and they be boxing. But man, I'm telling you, the story just doesn't hold up from start to finish, bro. It's pretty crazy. And don't even get me started on that motherfucker Tatsumi, bro. I got some issues with you, dog. We're gonna be discussing it throughout this video. Trust. So for the uninitiated, Akame Ga Kill is about a fighter known as Tatsumi, who was accompanied by his 2 childhood friends to kind of start a new life, leaving his small village. And one night, when he was going to go look for his 2 friends, a assassin group known as Right Raid ends up finding the friends first. Tatsumi is like, yo, shit, like my friends have been killed by this person that was supposed to be taking me in. I guess I'll just join this group called Night Raid. And Night Raid is dope. I mean, they got some fighters in this. They got this girl named Akame. She's a killer swordsman. Another girl named Shelly. She's really dope with these like huge, massive scissors. Like, it's crazy. She can cut anything with the scissors. I'm talking about anything. You name it, she can cut it. She can probably cut T'Challa in half with that vibranium. I'm telling you, cut anything. We got this other person named Lubbock. He can control strings. It's pretty cool. But he's all right. Another really dope guy named Bulat. He has this dope like armor set that pretty much makes him invincible for the most part. Another sniper named Mine. She has this gun called Pumpkin, and Pumpkin feeds off of your emotions and energy and stuff like that. And it makes her super dangerous. So she's dope. Another girl named Leon and Najinda. Najinda is their leader. She's the general commander of the Night Raid group that they have going on right there. So besides that, like, you got the characters of Akame Ga Kill are really cool. You know, they're really fleshed out well, I would probably say. They have a lot of wide-ranging personalities and their own unique ambitions for even being in Night Raid. So I don't have any issue with that. Like, it's really dope. I like how they handle that. The fact of the matter that there's a little stipulation in the story. There's these weapons called Imperial Arms, which each of them has. And with these Imperial Arms, users, they know that whenever they engage in combat with someone else, any other individual that has an Imperial Arm, one of them has to die, which is cool in theory. But the problem is in practice in this story is that when people start to die, they start to die like right after the other. Like, you start losing the main cast. Like, this motherfucker falls off. This motherfucker gets body. It's crazy. But the problem is, I would say, maybe it's different in the manga. Some of these deaths, besides the first initial deaths, like Bulat and Shelly was, I think, the first death that we actually experienced, and that hit. I'm like, damn, Shelly's my girl. That's rough. She got body. That made me sad. And then Bulat, his death was also very impactful. And then the only other death that I really felt a lot about was this girl named Chelsea, because her death, it took a long time to develop, and it wasn't like the other deaths. Like, I think what I noticed, the other deaths in the series, like towards the end, they were like really rapid fire. I think what happened was, from what I understood, the anime is different from the manga. Like, the manga went on like much longer than the end of the anime did, and I can kind of tell because it really rushes to the conclusion. After you spend so much time, you know, with Shelly and her death, with Bulat and his death, and Chelsea and her death, and how they made those deaths really meaningful. The other motherfucker that died, that shit, you barely even feel that shit. Like, bro, when Lubbock died, like, that man just fell from the sky, boom, dead. I was like, damn. Like, oh, damn. Like, they did even more that man. Like, the next day, they're just like, damn. My nigga Lubbock dead. Yo, they kept it pushing, bro. I'm just like, okay, that's sure, fine, you know. I guess if that's how you want to be moving, all right. And then when people like Leone, all this stuff like that started to die, I was like, it felt really rushed towards the end, and like a lot of the deaths didn't really have much of like a character. I can't say a character, but they didn't have much of a impact. It almost felt like they were killing characters off just for the fact that they wanted you to know that no one's safe in the show, which is cool and everything like that. But I feel like if you're gonna have a character death, unless it's like some rando, like you should make that shit impactful, like an integral part of your story, besides like whittling down like the size of your gang and all that shit like that. So that's one part of the story I have an issue with. But also another part of the story, maybe it's just me, I'm not the biggest fan of isekai animes. What it does is like you have like motherfuckers that are just weirdos, like dweebs. Like Tatsumi, he's honorable, he's nice and stuff like that. But the problem is, dude, Tatsumi is that motherfucker. He fumbles so often. It is insane. I think if he just didn't fumble, I think legitimately some of these issues in the story could have been rectified, because he had old girl Esdet, the baddest joint in this fucking show, wrapped around his finger. Like no debate, she would have done anything this man said short of completely changing sides. But I promise you, if that man talked to me, gave her a little bit of, you know, that lovey-dovey, you know, a little bit of talking, you know, talk to her a little bit, you know what I'm saying, spend some time with her, trying to show her the other side of the world, you know, I can show you the world type shit, you know, talk about Aladdin. If Tatsumi did a quarter of that, they might have got Esdeath on this side. But you know, that's low-key not realistic. Esdeath was like the devil incarnate damn near, so it might not have worked. But I would have liked to see that man try. And also, I think this is just like the anime side of it, but his experience with Mine, the sniper, apparently they're supposed to have a longer romantic relationship, but it really did feel like in the anime like they didn't want that to happen. So obviously by the time you're on this shit, bro, you're watching the video, there's been massive fucking spoilers everywhere. So Tatsumi dies at the end of the anime. You know, it would be very impactful and stuff like that if every other character hasn't died already before this, you know. But when he sacrificed himself in this anime, I'm just like, okay, I'm like, damn, all right. The only person I really felt sad for was Mine. Like they had a budding relationship and that shit didn't go anywhere. So I'm like, okay, that's all right, I guess. And after that, it really just like the story just like it fell completely flat. I'm like, damn, this is the shit that they were hyping so heavily. Like, come on now, man. Like, this wasn't as crucial as I thought it was gonna be. But I guess the manga did it like much better. And like Tatsumi transformed into like a big ass dragon, and then he and Mine like flew off together into the forest, and he eventually reverted back to a human and they fell in love. Bro, I don't fucking know, bro, but apparently it is significantly better. I mean, it's fine. Like I keep saying, it's fine. But Akame Ga Kill it's just fine, dude. Like it's solid. Like it's a good intro to get people into the anime world. You know, give them something short, something like pretty fucking hectic to watch. But it isn't anything like super breaking in my honest opinion, bro. Like it does its thing, man. It does its thing. And if Tatsumi, bro, if you want like a chronic fumbler, bro, you would be my guy for real. But man, I just had to get it off my chest because people were gassing this shit up, and I watched the shit. I'm like, damn, this shit kind of mid. All right, man. Y'all stay safe. Take care out there.